Hi, I'm Paris, and some months back on this channel I reviewed an as seen on TV product called the Dash Cam Pro. It's a video camera you mount in your windshield and it records everything going on whenever you're driving, so if there's an accident or something happens you have evidence of it. I really like the idea of that product. The particular one that I reviewed had some issues, however, but another company contacted me recently and said, we can do that product one better. They sent me to try out similar to a dash cam that it sits on the dashboard. It records everything going on outside the car. It has a wide angle lens so it catches to the sides and so forth. But this one brings along some features that are in the very newest cars, including a notification for when you accidentally are going out of your lane. Also, if you're getting too close to the car in front of you so that you might have an accident should they stop suddenly, this will tell you those things. For $70, those are some pretty lofty claims. I'm going to take this for a drive and test it out.
Epic Review Guys.
The YI or Yi Smart Dash Camera comes in different colors. I really like this champagne color though. Goes for about $70. I'll put a link to it down below this video. Has an amazing number of things that it can do. Will this be as easy to use as the Dashcam Pro? I really like the fact that you could leave that plugged in and every time you started the car it would start recording so you didn't have to remember. Let me find out what features this has. For everything that the smart dash camera has to do, there must be a big instruction guide for this. It's just like the Canon Digital Elf, their little tiny mini camera. It looks a lot like that. I found the instruction guide. It folds out quite a bit. I'll see if this covers all the features. They also include a USB cable to run it and a cigarette lighter transformer to power it. And then with a peel-off section here, this must stick either to your windshield or to the dash of the car. And a little piece that's somewhere on here is going to mount to the camera. The camera itself, here's how wide it is. And there's I'm not sure the size of the screen here, but you can look here to see the view that the camera is receiving. Plug in the power here, and I think this is where the mounting hardware attaches. So if it goes on the windshield, I guess that would be right side up. Well, it took some reading to figure out all the features, go through and try them out. Then I discovered there's an app that you can get on your phone so you can actually interact with the camera and monitor it right on your smartphone. And within the app, there are more instructions that'll take you through step by step. So I've been through all that. I think I can show you pretty well now the features of this dash cam. The lens is fixed, so there's really not much you can do on the front here. Just make note there's a microphone and it will record audio along with the video. A little speaker up top and an air vent. And then this is where the attachment point, so it will hang from the windshield is at. Let me turn the device on. It's a little confusing because it looks like it would be a touch screen. Hello. But actually you have to bring up the options and then use the buttons at the bottom to go back and forth. But once you've figured it out, it's not too bad. I guess you're going to be looking at me. Okay. Bring up the options. This is all the general settings like the resolution for the camera. It's also where you can turn on and off those safety features if they tend to be giving you false positives, I guess, and interfering with your driving, making too much noise. It does seem that this is just like the Dashcam Pro. Once you've set it up and plugged it into the cigarette lighter, it will automatically start recording, and any safety features you have turned on will be turned on as soon as the car starts driving. There's an emergency record button over here. If you hit that, it will record 10 seconds of whatever's going on, so if there's something you need to grab. Now, if there is an accident and the power gets shut off to this, it will save, I think, in like an emergency backup file. The 10 seconds before the power went off, and it will continue to run off battery for 10 seconds to record what happened immediately after. Here is the camera. Oh, we got somebody walking across the street. Okay, so motion. Here you can see, that's the view in small scale. You can also, I guess if you're sitting in the back of the car and you're too lazy to look out the windshield, you can make this full screen. So there we go. Up, down. It's pretty good resolution actually. Now you don't need to get the app on your phone. The camera will work just fine as a standalone device in your car. But if you'd like to remotely look at the video clips, the app can come in handy for that and adjusting some of the settings. Now you might ask, how long can the camera record for? Well, that's up to you. because they don't include memory. You need to buy a little micro SD card and put that into the camera so it can record onto that. So it's all up to you. Between 8 and 64 gigabytes is probably between several hours and many hours would be my guess. Depends on the resolution you have set for the video as well. I have an 8 gigabyte card in there right now. So I think it's more fun to take this out, set it up in the car, see how the video recording is. I'll show you. I'll take the video that the camera records and insert it into this video so you can see the exact quality that you get, and try to do a few maneuvers to test out those safety features. Okay, adhesive now has the mounting frame on the windshield and the camera is slid into that. Here's a pretty long cable to plug in the cigarette lighter, and if you would go ahead and start up the car, let's see what happens with the camera. Starts right up. Orange flashing light means it is recording. Do we have other traffic around? Oh, here we go. All right, it's paying attention. It saw that you went across the lane, warned you about it, and when you went back in your lane, it went back to... Caution. Oh. Vehicle drifting. Are you actually driving that badly, may I ask? When we get on the highway, we'll actually be able to see and have a better idea with the straight lines and the long straight sections. Do we have other traffic? Caution. Oh, here we go. Vehicle drifting. All right. It's paying attention. It saw that you went across the lane, warned you about it, and when you went back in your lane, it went back to... Caution. Oh. Vehicle drifting. Are you actually driving that badly, may I ask? When we get on the highway, we'll actually be able to see and have a better idea with the straight lines and the long straight sections. Some straight stretch here. Now there is a setting for sensitivity for this and also for the collision avoidance one, that if it seems to be giving you the error too much, it's a little too picky about it, then you can turn that off. Like maybe you can see here, the lanes have been repainted. Can you turn the wipers, please? Thank you. The lanes have been repainted, so it's a little funny looking. Now it doesn't know if you have your turn signal on or not, so I'm guessing if you go to change lanes, it will give the warning. Caution, vehicle drifting. So that time you changed lanes correctly and it did warn you. So see, that's where you would change the sensitivity to say, don't tell me quite so often. Caution, vehicle drifting. Caution. Vehicle drifting. So that time you changed lanes correctly and it did warn you. So see, that's where you would change the sensitivity to say, don't tell me quite so often. Caution, vehicle drifting. So you're just getting a little close to the car in front. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I would think it would activate because you're a little too close to that car at this speed. I guess it still thinks you could stop in time. Maybe it's only in a more emergency type situation that it tells you. Or maybe only if it detects a difference in speed. So long as you're going the same speed as the car in front of you, it's not going to say anything. Caution, vehicle drifting. That was for a lane change. Caution, vehicle drifting. Okay, now if you go ahead and turn it off, turning the car off, and that will continue to run for 10 seconds, I think, just in case something exciting happens, and then it will shut itself off. Keep a safe distance, please. They're watching out for you. They saw he was being a crazy driver. They detect craziness. Well, one feature that the Smart Dashcam does have that I really liked in the Dashcam Pro is as soon as you turn the key and start the car, it does start recording, and I think that's a really good feature. As for the safety features, they work surprisingly well, even though there were a few times when it said we were drifting out of our lane or too close to the car in front of us when that wasn't the case. But as I mentioned in the instructions, it's to supplement your driving, not to replace you paying attention. And if you find those notifications annoying, you can reduce the sensitivity so it will only tell you something when it sees a very egregious drifting across the lanes. Or you can turn the feature off completely if you decide you don't need that. I was really surprised with the features of the smart dash camera for $70 and a tiny little device like this. It does quite a lot. Again, if you're interested in it, we have the link to it down below this video. In the meantime, when I'm out driving, I'll have this in my windshield just in case, so it can capture anything interesting that shows up, hopefully, which isn't my fault. You can keep checking back for our future videos, or you can click that subscribe button down below. You'll get notified when our videos go up. See you on the next review.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy. At EpicReviewGuys, we give it a try. What does the fox buy? Nobody knows, but before he goes shopping, he watches